we going.
Check cows.
What's going on YouTube? It's Andrea here at VW Family Farm and we are heading out to check cows. Thought we'd bring y'all along, give you some cow updates and tell you where the bull situation stands. So let's go.
What's up? Oh, checking all these beautiful cows. See if we got any new babies. Have you showed them the last couple of babies of your milk cows?
No, I don't think so.
No, look at that one. Sticking his tongue out. That there's a good cow. Half beef, half Jersey. Her mom was our first milk cow.
So we're out here driving around checking cows. We told y'all before we went on our vacation that our second out of 3 bulls was hurt his foot, and I showed you taking him to the vet, and I spent several $100s to find out that there was nothing that could be done, or if so, it was just taking a big risk that we'd just spend a bunch of money and it still wouldn't fix him. So we wound up, we told y'all we would tell you how that ended up. We wound up hauling him off earlier this week. Sadly, that's just where most of America's beef comes from. When you take an injured or animal or sick animal to a sale barn, there's buyers there from slaughterhouses, and that is a lot of America's beef. Also, a lot of it comes from feedlots. If you've ever drove through Amarillo, Texas, and some different places, you'll smell the beef, won't you, Ben?
Or you'll smell what the beef are putting out.
Yeah. So we wound up, we've only had the one that hurt his foot about 3 months, and we got about half of what we bought him for. So that was a big loss, but just couldn't be helped.
Lost money on both our bulls this year.
Yeah. Our first bull that got hurt, we had him for several years, but we had to buy him when prices were a little higher. So we got less than half of what we bought him for. But we'd had him for several years. He was a good bull. Went through several breeding seasons.
Had several calves out of him.
So, Mr. Ben, you want to tell them what we did? We forgot to take the camera. It was right after we got home from our trip.
Well, I'd found a couple of bulls that I went and looked at before we went on our trip, but I never got back with the guy before we left. And once we decided, all right, we're going to have to do something, we got to get another bull. I called him and said, all right, I'm interested. I would like to come and pick him up. He said, sorry to say, but I've already sold him. Then he said, well, I've got some bulls that I'm fixing to pull off some of his herd that he was going to be working that day. He said come later that afternoon and look at them. I'm not going to say we got the best deal on him. He's a smaller bull than what I'd like, but one of Andrea's main requirements nowadays is
temperament.
Yeah, temperament. He cannot be a headhunter. Just when we was loading out the bull to take to the sale barn, you thought several times he was going to come after me.
Yeah.
But
he was hurt and still would spin around and come after you. And I've had people say, well, was he mean before he got hurt? Because maybe it was because he was hurt. He was worse, wasn't he?
Yeah, he about run me up a fence once or twice.
Yeah, he was mean from the get-go.
But anyway, I went and looked at this bull, walked in the pen with him, walked all around him. He never acted aggressive or anything.
He's pretty calm. He's fairly young. And he was with some older bulls, the guy said. So bulls kind of have a pecking order, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like there's an alpha male, and he knows he's not it, which is good because the one we already have here, our third bull that we have left, he's an alpha male. He's big. He's 3 or 4 years old, isn't he?
I think he's 3.
And this one's only what, 2?
2.
So it's worked out pretty good. I have not seen them fighting at all.
No. Let's go see if we can find him.
Okay. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, girl. There's one of my milkers. Waiting on her to calve.
That is the new bull right there. Look at the benefits to this rotational grazing. Look how tall that is on that cow. I'm already a firm believer in rotational grazing, how it improves the recovery of the grasses, gives that ground time to rest. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but up there's the house. Let's see, it is approximately right in there. We've had Lane take off from up there at the house and weed eat under this whole hot wire. All the way back there. So right in there's the back corner. On that side, and then the same thing back on that corner. We did all the way up to the house, and that is all. It's right at a mile back here. I think it's 4,500 feet, so not quite a mile. But him weed eating that whole thing is taking him 5 days, I think now, to keep the hot wire from shorting out. I have sprayed it to knock some of the grass back, but he has had his hands full trying to get all this weed eated. I'm not so much sure how much he's liking his job right now. He's working for every penny he's getting.
What happened to the cow update?
The battery died. What happened to you and Emily?
Well, so you want to tell them what Lane's been doing for the last 2 weeks?
I was in the middle of telling him that when the battery died. He's been weed eating.
Not just weed eating, like a little hour job.
I showed him.
Weed eating with a blade this big.
That's got a saw blade on the bottom of the weed eater.
The entire 120 acre perimeter fence.
Like I said, it's a little over 4,500 feet one way.
One way.
And then he's got to come back the other way.
Yes.
So
basically 2 miles almost of weed eating.
So what happened?
So he calls and says,
he did not cut off a finger or a leg.
No, thankfully.
But there was blood involved.
He did cut the fence one time yesterday, but he fixed it.
Yeah.
That's our only mishap up to this point. And he called and said, I'm bleeding. We're like, what? He said, I've got a nosebleed. So we were like, okay, well, no big deal. So we kept checking cows. We were actually making this video. Minutes went by, and he called back and he said, I'm not lying, I've got a nosebleed. So he said, I think you better come up here because I can't get it to stop. By that point, it had been like 10-15 minutes of bleeding. And he'd been holding his nose that whole time trying to get it to stop, which upon looking on the internet, that's what you're supposed to do. But he was afraid to let off because he'd bled buckets of blood already. He's got blood all over him.
Yeah, is that just a little bit of exaggeration? Buckets?
He bled quite a bit. It's all over his clothes and his face because he didn't even know it was bleeding at first. He was sweating so much and his nose was running and he was just wiping it and it was blood. But finally got to stop. Pretty nasty in the process, but I won't give the gory details. But we got it stopped. He's good.
And he is finished.
He's finished. He's so excited.
He's happy.
He got paid today for last month, so he's always really motivated when he gets that paycheck for a little while.
Aren't we all? Payday just motivates everybody. I love payday.
The sun is setting. I promise y'all, I wanted to give y'all a cow update because I left you kind of hanging before we went on vacation. So we got another bull. He could be here 2 years or 2 weeks. We have no idea about bulls at this point.
We hadn't been having good luck this year on them.
No.
But we've never run 3 bulls in one herd either.
No. Even just 2 bulls, when you get a herd big enough, you got to have 2 bulls. You're taking the chance that they're going to fight over a cow or whatever. So I can't promise you how long these are going to be here, but we just got to keep going at this point. Make our money back off the cows. But I promise y'all a garden update is coming. There's not tons left in the garden, is there?
Not right now, but guess what? It's sprouting time again. I get a sprout.
The kids and I have been cleaning the gardens like crazy, just getting them prepared for the fall garden. And I still have stuff going like crazy, especially tomatoes and peppers and flowers and sweet potatoes, all kinds of stuff still going. So
I'm ready to start sprouting more seeds.
And we've got some cool stuff that is being sent to us that we'll be showing y'all pretty soon from multiple companies. So I can't wait to show y'all some of that, review some things, and tell you how we like it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't like the stuff. But no one that sends us stuff, I'm going to tell you this right here and now. We will never agree to accept something and tell y'all we like it if we don't really like it. I won't do that because I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So if someone sends us something, we tell you it's good, you can believe that we really do think it's good.
Yep. In our opinions, if we give it a good review, it's going to be a good product.
But it's getting dark. We better head inside. It's been another good day. Ben and I were talking the other day. I'm going to wrap it up with this. We started this fence project like a year ago. We started like gathering supplies and clearing like where we were going to build barbed wire. We did that like last fall. We have been non-stop for like a year. We haven't even been able to breathe. And so this vacation was just what we needed. We're pretty much caught up.
I think they've seen that. For the past year, we've had several comments how hard of workers we are.
And we are, but there's something to be said too about slowing down sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're in a season of that, and it has been nice. We still have the second round of hay to do, but with that pretty much is the only big thing on our list, I feel like that's nothing. So we're looking forward to just slowing down a little bit more, doing some things we enjoy.
This camera's getting heavy.
Yeah, it's dark too.
We'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. God bless.